Hey guys, Kong here. I just recently watched Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the animated movie on Miles Morales. And man, this movie was spectacular. Let's get to the review. I don't want to give any spoilers, so let's just take it from what Google says, right? After reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. However, when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders. He must soon redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people he loves most. That's it. That's the only synopsis I'm gonna give. Again, I don't want to give any spoilers. Even the slightest detail in a non-spoiler way can ruin this movie for you, or if you don't like any kind of spoilers. So I'm just gonna keep it like that. But man, this movie was so good. I'm gonna say it, man. This movie is the best movie so far in 2023. Like, for real, this is my number one ranked movie this year so far. I watch other movies and I'll give reviews on those too. I watched Evil Dead Rises, Super Mario Bros, all the recent, big names, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was so good, I had to put in a review. That's how good it was. Let's get into what's good about it. Again, I'm gonna keep it brief, but essentially, this movie. So the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, it already had that character development on Miles Morales. So part two, it was really refreshing. He's still like developing himself, but he knows himself as Spider-Man. He knows his powers. That being said, this movie has more character development on Gwen Stacy. It was nice to learn more about Gwen. It was also nice to see more of exposure to the relationship between Miles and his parents. There were some really deep parts and emotional parts. I didn't expect to get like an emotional response from this movie, and it did have a few parts that were pretty good on the emotional side. Another thing that was awesome about this movie were the antagonists. There's not really one true main antagonist for this movie, which was really unique. That could be bad, for example, Spider-Man 3, but it didn't really take that route of Spider-Man 3 where there's just so much going on. Even for Spider-Man No Way Home, I feel like the final fight scene for that wasn't really that good. Whereas here, across the Spider-Verse, there's multiple antagonists, but there's not too much. They do flesh out the background stories of these antagonists. There's a character of the Spot. The first impression of Spot is they call him the villain of the week. You learn to not take Spot seriously, but throughout the movie, Spot develops in a way where it was refreshing to see a transformation where Spot earns your respect. Antagonist wise, I'll leave it like that. Spider Man 2099 was pretty awesome. Costume design, the animation too. The animation here is like the first one. I never really thought about it, but it was really similar to the League of Legends series on Netflix. Really amazing animation, really colorful. Certain scenes are really abstract or unique, where they play around with colors and not details of the animation. I thought that was really cool. Also, what this movie did really well was the multiverse. Obviously, it's a multiverse movie since part one. What I like about it is it's a multiverse movie, but it stays in its own lane. It stays in the Spider Verse animation lane. Like, for example, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, with the live action Marvel movies, because of my multiverse, it kind of gets ridiculous. Where, like, again, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, they have cameos of certain awesome superheroes, and that was definitely a wow moment, first time viewing it. But then they just kill off those cameo new characters that you respect so much. It takes away the meaning and wow factor of these cameos. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they did the multiverse thing in the correct way. It stayed in its own lane. You're not gonna see Captain America. It stays in its own lane, I guess. And then, is there any cons for this movie? This movie was really near perfect for me. There literally is no flaws except for one specific part. I'm just not going to try to describe it because describing this part in a non-spoiler way is still going to be a spoiler, right? You're still going to have it on the back of your head if you watch the movie. But you know, once you watch the full movie, once the movie ends, then you'll know. You'll be like, this movie was awesome, but that one specific thing, it can make you mad. But I wasn't mad about it. It's not a good thing when movies do this. It's not good when movies do what Across the Spider Verse did. I don't want it to become a thing for movies to do this. The movie was so good that it's not that big of a deal, but it's still, you know, some it can irk some people in a way. But that being said, again, Spider Man Across the Spider Verse, super amazing movie. Again, right now my ranked number one movie of this year. I'm going to give it an A. It's a spectacular superhero movie, more specifically a spectacular Spider-Man movie. If you like superhero movies or Spider-Man in just even the slightest sense, I think you'll probably love this movie like I did. But yeah, that being said, I just wanted to give a quick review. I don't want to give too much. Go and watch the movie again. It's the best movie out so far. If you like my content, subscribe, comment your thoughts on the movie or just whatever that comes to mind. Like my video if you like my review. Peace out, guys.